From Thomas Jefferson, number 2, Derek Schleifner. From Pine Ridgewood, number 4, A.J. Versailles. From Pine Ridgewood, number 9, Adam Proctor. From Mount Lebanon, number 10, Griffin Rupp. From Mount Lebanon, number 15, Nathan Tran. From South Fayette, number 19, Trevor D'Alessandro. From Franklin Regional, number 21, Brendan Yo. From Central Catholic, number 25, Jay Donahue. From Mount Lebanon, number 29, Liam Shin. From Seneca Valley, number 29, Carter Ho. From Upper St. Clair, number 31, Eli Rankin. From Thomas Jefferson, number 33, Ronald Karupski. From Seneca Valley, number 40, Chris Nichols. From South Fayette, number 43, Nathaniel Heller. From Pine Ridgewood, number 44, Josh Lanyard. From Mount Lebanon, number 68, Xavier Price. From Seneca Valley, from Peters Township, number 68, Ethan Williams. From Thomas Jefferson, number 89, Liam Mahoney. From Franklin Regional, number 97, Nick Natus. From Thomas Jefferson, number 97, Brian Spencer. The coaches for Team Church goes as follows. Head coach from Mount Lebanon, Jeremy Church. And assistant coaches from North Allegheny, Andrew Seiss. And from Pine Ridgewood, Jordan Yockler. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Church. And now for Team Ryko. From North Allegheny, number 1, Mark Joyson. North Allegheny, number 4, Noah Logan. From South Fayette, number 8, Owen Chiapetta. From Central Catholic, number 12, Noah Ritz. From Pine Ridgewood, number 13, Carson Versailles. From Franklin Regional, number 18, Liam Copeland. From Bethel Park, number 18, Joe DePascal. From Franklin Regional, number 19, Joey Asella. From Seneca Valley, number 21, Jimmy Murtha. From Bethel Park, number 23, Ian McDermott. From Central Catholic, number 27, Judah Ruffy. From Seneca Valley, number 28, Andrew Malicki. From Peters Township, number 34, Luca Maeda. Central Catholic, number 50, Ben Sawa. From Peters Township, number 63, David Fisher. From St. Clair, number 73, Ryan Runomo. From South Fayette, number 88, Eli Petter. And from Thomas Jefferson, number 91, Cam Lorenzi. The coach for Team Ranko goes as follows. As head coach for Central Catholic, Anthony Ranko. Assistant coaches from Seneca Valley, Tyler Masiska. And from Thomas Jefferson, John Zyler. Tonight's referees are Scott Coon and Ian McLean. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your 2025 PIHL Class AAA All Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. You're able to remove your hats and helmets. Direct your attention to the flags beside the scoreboard above the main entrance. For the singing of our national anthem by RMU's Mr. John Tucci.
As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. And as they say on the campus of Robert Morris University, it's not a real RMU sporting event without a John Tucci national anthem. He's Brian Mitchell. I'm Matt Popchak. And Mitch, I think you can corroborate me on that at least.
You're absolutely correct.
Well, the big story in Class 3A this year was the fact that 3 teams from Class 2A moved up. Thomas Jefferson, last year's Penguins Cup champion in 2A. South Fayette, the 2023 state champion in Class 2A. And Franklin Regional, that won a Penguins Cup within the past decade as a member of 1A, but has never done so as a member of 3A. And all 3 of those teams not only are in Penguins Cup playoff contention, but all 3 are well represented in this final game of the night.
Yeah, we talked about this when we were out on Monday, and all 3 of those teams also, if you go back, 4 or 5 years ago, were in single A.
That's true.
They created their system, they worked, and they put time and effort into their systems, and they created the opportunity to move up and make another take a chance of being a better team and going against the better teams and wanting to be up in that AAA senior bracket, and they made it.
Eli Rankin, the Upper St. Clair captain, shooting wide to begin the Class 3A All-Star game. It's at the side of the net, watched by Cam Junker. Nate Keller puts it off Junker's blocker hand. Keller with 10 goals, among the top 3 goal-getters in Class 3A entering the All-Star break. Keller in his sophomore season with South Fayette, one of those aforementioned programs that have moved up to the PIHL's top flight this season. Ethan Williams, the starting goaltender for Team Church, wearing the white jerseys. Watch as this puck played to the corner. It's out in front to TJ captain Brian Spencer defensively. Up the left wing boards to Trevor D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro poke checked. Good stick there by Judah Brophy. Up it comes to Noah Ritz. Ritz taken out of the play by Derek Schliebner. Gets it back, puts it on Williams and handcuffs him, but he hangs on.
I'd also like to note, based off of that last comment about all those teams moving up, Upper St. Clair, Pine Richland, and Mount Lebanon, all AA teams. So you're seeing this progress move up, and these are the teams that are putting effort into their systems and such to make sure that these younger players know what's expected of them moving up, and they just are competing well.
Jeremy Church, you heard Austin McLean on pregame. He is the head coach of the so-called Team Church in his 4th full season in charge of the Mount Lebanon varsity program. And the Blue Devils rebuild certainly took time, to your point, but Mount Lebanon, the #1 team in Class 3A, heading into All-Star Weekend. And here comes one of their own, Nathan Tran, in behind the Team Rayco net. Chiapetta up to center. Tran with it one more time. Schliebner gloves it down, crossing the attacking line, 1 against 3. Schliebner from an angle, trying to wrap it in around Junker, and he scores! Just a little tappy, a little taparoo for Derek Schliebner as he beats Junker to that near post for the game's first goal.
They'd be a little bit creative there. Junker wasn't quick enough across, and a nice little wraparound. I think he saw it as he was coming around the back post. And just a little bit of space that Junker left. And it's hard to beat Junker that way because he's really good left to right. 1-0.
Junker coming in, ranked 3rd statistically among netminders in Class 3A, an 8-4 record. Entering the All-Star Weekend, 209 goals against, 906 save percentage. Got his first varsity shutout of his career on opening night against the South Fayette Lions, and got another one since then. Face off to the right of his counterpart, Ethan Williams. Williams last year, as I recall vividly, was Kyle Thomas's understudy at Peters Township, but was really arguably the best backup at the entire 3A classification. So you knew he would be okay eventually as the #1 goalie after Thomas graduated.
Time of the goal, 15:06. Schliebner from Mahoney.
Liam Mahoney over the line, right wing circle, blockered aside by Junker. Carter Hone, point to point. Junker looks at the shot from distance and gloves it down, covering for a faceoff.
Note missing on the bench tonight for Team Church. Andrew Cease is not present for that squad this evening, so they're down to 2 coaches. But also on the opposite side, I'll let you finish this play, then I'll talk about it.
Save made by Junker, and the rebound swiped aside quickly by Joey T. Basquale, not standing on ceremony. Joyson takes the lead pass to Malichki. Malichki is robbed by Williams. First 10-bell save of the 3A All-Star game, if you're keeping track of those at home. In on goal and scoring is Griffin Krupp. He nuzzles that nylon for Team Church. They go up 2-0, 13:57 to go, period 1.
That was a nice little play to get in there and fire the shot for Krupp.
Oh, to your earlier point, Mitch, Church flanked by last year's Penguins Cup and Pennsylvania Cup winning coach Jordan Yoklik from the Pine Richland Rams, and from the Rams class of 06 for that matter, a player on their first ever state team under Jim Black.
My direction was a little bit different. It was on the opposite bench. As you're looking at Anthony Rayco taking over for Central Catholic this season, and his replacement at Seneca Valley, Tyler Masiska, on the bench with him. So that's a nice little
That's very poetic.
Yes, absolutely.
Malichki from the circle, wide of Williams' blocker hand. Near side it comes to Krupp. Krupp, the most recent goal getter for Team Church, the team wearing the white jerseys. Team Rayco, coached by Anthony Rayco, wearing the dark jerseys in this Class 3A All-Star game. Team Church with the puck one more time. It's played out in front for Rankin by Keller, the South Fayette product. Cross-ice pass, Jay Donahue slaps it. Had Junker leaning the wrong direction, but couldn't hit the target. Keller to the corner for D'Alessandro, his Lions teammate. It's deflected out in front. Junker makes that save. Di Pasquale camped out next to his Tendy, clears it to the corner. Giving chase is Noah Ritz for Team Reiko. Nothing like friendly competition, some Viking on Viking action. That puck battle in the corner. D'Alessandro coming away with it defensively. And the South Fayette alternate captain surveys the play before trying to clear the zone. The turnover to Fisher results in a puck out of play.
Yeah, I brought that up for the fact that I'm probably going to make a mistake and call Anthony Reiko the head coach of the Seneca Valley Raiders still. And
old habits die hard.
Old habits, especially whenever you were so used to something for a long time. So, yeah, Anthony Reiko taking over for that squad this year.
He was at Seneca Valley quite a bit in your defense and won a Penguins Cup championship, the first in school history, in fact, as bench boss of that team before moving on. Fisher, Kevin Fisher, the Peters Township captain, crossing the attacking line and wanted to get a crack at his own goaltender, Ethan Williams, but nothing doing. Noah Logan retreating, representing the NA Tigers. Last year's Penguins Cup runners-up by a single goal, falling to their next-door neighbors in that championship contest. Verzilla on net. The ever-familiar Cam Junker hangs on.
And we'll close it out. I won't talk about coaches anymore because it's all about the players out there, but not to be outdone, the assistant on that bench probably has a better track record than all of them. John Zeiler, of course, the NHLer, Thomas Jefferson, the legend, state champion for the Jaguars, Penguins Cup champion in AA. You got those, he's got a little bit of a track record too, so let's not forget about him on the bench.
He's kind of a big deal. People know him. Zeiler, 2 Penguins Cup championships with TJ in a 3-year span as head coach. Taking over for Bill Krause. Face off to Ethan Williams left this time in a 2-0 game, first period. Chiappetta on here to take the draw. Chiappetta, the assist leader in Class 3A with 14 of those. Also 7 power play assists to lead all Class 3A players entering the All-Star break. Chiappetta just 10 points away from the 100 career point plateau. We'll see if he can knock that barrier down before the end of the regular season. Chiappetta has it inside his own zone for Team Reiko. Play to the corner, Fisher defensively. Turning it over to Brendan Yohe, the Franklin Regional product. Mattis whiffing on the one-timer, near side. Yohe with it one more time. We'll see Franklin Regional in action tomorrow night. A very important game for them. More on that later as the Panthers, moving back up to 3A for the first time in roughly 20 years, sit right on the 3A playoff line with 1 month of regular season play remaining. Chiappetta inside his own stripe, coming through center. Chiappetta over the attacking line, fires off Williams, gets his own rebound. Trying to go to Mucho and does, but it's poked away by Yohe. Yohe's going to have a chance in against Junker. Yohe to the goal, Junker the save! And it remains a 2-goal affair with 10 minutes to go in the opening frame. We've seen the goaltenders in all 5 games at various points show out here tonight. So don't let some of the voluminous scores deceive you. Miles Carey specifically comes to mind in the most recent game, the Class 2A game, a little while ago. Made some big saves in that third period for his team, which won on a last-minute goal by Dylan Morris of Greater Latrobe. The Blue Devil contingent is on here for Jeremy Church. Xavier Bias, one of the top 3 scorers in Class 3A, riding a 6-game point streak into this coming week. Big 3-point night for him on Upper St. Clair senior night last Thursday, spoiling their party at the Ice Castle as the Blue Devils won that one. Copeland across the line, trying to go to the man going to the net. That was Ian Meyernick, the Bethel Park Blackhawk. Rankin counterattacking for Team Church. DePasquale goes down behind the net as we approach the midpoint of period 1. No worse for the wear. He chips it around Adam Proctor. Carter Hone trying to get in front of him. Malichki resetting to Petter. Petter toward goal. Williams calmly has it in his glove. Malichki with a clean face-off win to Petter. To Joyson. Joyson cross ice for DePasquale. It deflects all the way around to the far boards. Here's Rankin in stride. 1 against 2. Rankin comes over the line looking for company. Nobody there but Eli Petter. Petter up the right wing, chased by his typical teammate, Trevor D'Alessandro. Joyson out in front. Malichki couldn't shoot it cleanly. Good job by D'Alessandro to mess with his mojo. And D'Alessandro takes the 2-line pass and plays it inside Team Rayco territory. Joyson one touches it toward goal. Williams collecting it. Up to Schliebner, who has the first goal of the game. Keller deep in the left corner. Chased by Brophy. To the point it comes for Tran. Tran toward goal. Junker at the side of the net has that puck. Josh Lanyard, the hat-trick hero of that Pennsylvania Cup game last spring for Pine Richland, on to take the face-off here for Team Church, leading 2-0. Schliebner on the half wall, couldn't hang on. His TJ teammate Cam Lorenzi unable to clear the zone. AJ Verzilla, who had the golden goal in that state championship game, fires it in on Junker. Junker denies it, and Team Church clears the zone. Williams in the corner with the action picking up. Scurries back in between the pipes. And up it'll come now to Fisher defensively. Verzilla trying to hook up with Lanyard and interrupt Fisher in the process. Team Rayco crossing the line. Spencer in the corner. Outlet pass to Verzilla. Couldn't hang on to it at center ice. On the counter comes Brophy. Brophy into the glove of Williams, who has it above his helmet. Special teams can decide a close hockey game. The advisors at Soleco Capital are a special team. Soleco advisors are leveraged by Soleco Capital to help you take control of the game. They deliver practical solutions to the financial challenges faced by late-stage startup and growth companies. If your brand new business is booming and you're ready to expand, Soleco Capital can give you the support you need to succeed. Visit them on the web at solecocapital.com to learn more, and be sure to follow them on LinkedIn. Soleco Advisors sponsoring our PIHL News and Notes ticker throughout the day and night. Luca Maeda on for Team Rayco at the side of the net for Chiappetta. Chiappetta to Mucho. Mucho forces the blocker save from Williams. Mattis, the Franklin Regional captain, unable to clear. Mattis with it at center now. Comes across the line for Team Church. Mattis, stick check by Mucho. Good job by the Upper St. Clair youngster to tie him up. Mattis on goal. Junker, the save from his knees at the edge of the crease.
My apologies there, Legend. We had to get a couple things set up for an interview we're going to have in a little bit with Conrad Waite. Didn't have that extra microphone in, so I had to take care of all that stuff. So I apologize for leaving you hanging for a second.
No problem. Conrad, the head coach of Duquesne's men's ACHA Division I club hockey team, and a number of college club coaches are in the building tonight to watch these players play and potentially offer some of them opportunities to play at the next level when they interact throughout the evening. So the competition is friendly, but there's also a sense of importance and a sense of prestige to it when you have those kind of eyeballs on you. Yoey across the line. Yoey keeps his feet. Yoey behind the net. The Marc-Andre Fleury poke check from Junker costs him his goalie stick. But his teammates have control, and here's Petter at center ice. Petter across the line. Cut out by Hone. The Mount Lebanon pairing of Bias and Krupp in transition. Bias out in front. Tries to use Petter as a dummy, and it almost succeeded. Carson Verzilla with it now across the attacking line for Team Rayco. Liam Shin on the counterattack for Bias. Bias for Shin in front. Couldn't knock it in. Will Kasnick going to the net, unable to accept the pass from Fisher as the former was too well marked. Here's Griffin Krupp at center, outletting for Shin. Shin tries to get a step on Fisher, unable to backhand it on goal, however, with under 4 to go in the period. In front it comes to Bias, who puts it wide. Noah Logan generating the traffic jam in front of the net. Bias with 22 points entering All-Star Weekend, 21 for Shin. 3 and 4, tied for 4th in Class 3A scoring, respectively, as Junker makes a save just beyond the goal line. And Jeremy Church putting all his eggs in one basket, trying to extend the lead late in the period as Junker smothers that puck, so we'll do it again from the same spot. Shin off the face-off, wide of goal. Joyson unable to clear. Tran for Bias, couldn't take the pass. And Team Rayco might have numbers. Malichki going to the net. This pass is high and wide off the glass from Logan. Logan gets it back for Team Rayco. Logan dispossessed by Bias. Malichki keeps it in the zone, but puts it weakly toward goal. That allows Donahue to get the counter going. Xavier Bias toward the net. Bias in front. Junker the save. No rebound.
Big save there. Look, you were talking about the scoring and standings. Of course, say Owen Chiapetta closing in on that 100 marker. It's a huge one to get to. But you're looking at these other, like Bias is up there. Shin, Ritz, all these players in this game. These are proud hockey schools. I'll say that, hockey schools. These are teams that take pride in these teams and are taking care of them getting up to AAA.
And we see it every night, having covered a lot of these teams on an almost weekly or bi-weekly basis, seemingly. Yep. We've seen a lot of these teams. Class 3A, the race, once again, very exciting this year for the Penguins Cup playoffs. Practically any team seemingly can win it. D'Alessandro from point blank denied by Junker. Another great save by the NA senior.
Yeah, I was looking as I popped up the standings, too. Look at the bottom 2 teams in a division this year. You don't get to see those names down low very often.
No, you don't.
Pine Richland and Peters Township in those final 2 spots. So that's how you can tell about parity in some years.
Yeah, Pine Richland struggling in the wake of that state championship. They graduated a lot of talent from that team, trying to figure it out. And Peters Township with a new head coach, a new era at that school, really. Chris Claxon in charge of a large-scale rebuild of that program. D'Alessandro toward the goal, poke check by Mucho. Mucho, a moment ago, you saw him almost score at the other end, and that's something he does once in a purple moon. Would have been fitting for him to do it in an all-star game. Mucho unable to clear. Has his pocket picked by Rankin. Keller at the side of the net. That's denied by Junker. Final minute and a half of first period play. Chiappetta hits the brakes. Chiappetta looking for shooting space, can't find much. DePasquale from an angle, forcing the save from Williams. Petter on top of the rebound to the corner. It comes to Luca Maeda, the Peters Township co-captain. Chiappetta, burial! Owen Robert Chiappetta, put some respect on all three names. Team Rayco's on the board.
Fortunately, I had an I-beam between myself and that goal, so I didn't get a chance to see it. But I'll take your word for it that it was pretty.
Chiappetta between the circles going upstairs on Ethan Williams. He's known as more of a feeder as the top assist man in Class 3A coming in, but he's got some finishing skills too, and he gets his team on the board and within one with a minute to play in the period. Carson Verzilla under duress in the far corner. DePasquale near side. Petter outletting for Ryan Bonomo. Bonomo had his regular season off to a fine start while Eli Rankin missed substantial time for the Panthers. Bonomo really stepping up his game at the time. Schliebner trying to get around Petter and catch up to this puck with under half a minute to go in the period. So the South Fayette contingent contributes to get Team Rayco on the board. Here's A.J. Verzilla from the high slot, eliciting the save from Junker. 6.8 ticks to talk as we are Waite, Conrad Waite, the Duquesne Men's Division I club head coach. He'll be joining us during period 2. Junker with one more save, one more shot vis-a-vis Josh Lanyard is blocked. And at the buzzer, it is Team Rayco trailing Team Church by a score of 2-1 with Brian Mitchell. I'm Matt Popchalk. It's PIHL's Class 3A All-Star Game here on TenbandTV and Trib Live High School Sports Network. And it comes back to Lucas Blows. Hey, rookie, welcome to the show, the Penguins Cup Championship show, the Penguins Cup playoff show, and the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars putting on a show. Tell the boys and girls I just don't care. I can't take it, how we have to fake it, and I know you hate it. The Mount Washington Shop and Save is a proud sponsor of the 24-25 season of PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. Scan the QR code on your screen throughout tonight's broadcast for the latest, greatest deals on everything the Mount Washington Shop and Save has to offer. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it at the Mount Washington Shop and Save. And special thanks to store managers Jim and Michelle Kazarowski for their continued support of PIHL Hockey on TenbandTV. I'm Matt Popchalk, he's Brian Mitchell, and he is Duquesne Men's Club head coach Conrad Waite. Thank you, Coach, for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, Conrad, I just want to open it up easily. How's the team looking this year? How are you feeling about those Dukes?
We're doing pretty good. We had a real strong to the end of our first semester, which was nice to see everything come together. Unfortunately, we had a couple guys go down with injuries. We lost a couple guys at the start of the semester to being sick, so we're not exactly running a full lineup. A little tough start to the spring semester, but our guys are figuring it out.
Hey, you talked about, we were talking a little bit before this game, a little earlier, you were saying it was had a couple rough games recently, but something you can look into, something you want to build. Is that the type of thing, a player that you're looking for that can recognize whenever there's an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to get better, or what are you looking for in that scenario?
No, so one of the hardest things with this is that at our level, we'll have a lot of guys that come straight out of high school, but we also have a lot of guys that go through juniors or age out from there. So if you haven't been able to get that experience, it can be difficult to figure it out on the fly with us. So one thing I'm proud of our team right now is that while we're struggling, we're kind of figuring out the lessons that we need to. So, but when I'm at an all-star game or when I'm looking for high school guys, I'm looking for what kind of raw talent they have. Do they think the game quickly? How fast and aggressive do they play even in an exhibition game like this? And then how much do we think we can build on that once they come and start playing for us?
Is this tough to look at and to find, that type of player? Because you can tell they're giving the effort out there, but you're also not trying to get hurt. You're not trying to burn yourself out for possibly, as they were saying, a big game that is going to be played tomorrow, especially when you're looking at the standings. Is that a tough thing here?
Sure. The one thing that you're not going to be able to see is maybe like the finish to their intensity level. I think we saw it a little bit at the end of the AA game there. Whenever it got tied up, you could see how competitive they finally got when it came down to it. But I will also say that this is rarely the first look that we get at guys. There's not a lot of guys that I'm going to come to an all-star game, never talked, never saw, and I'm just going to pick them out of the crowd. A lot of the guys that we talk to here, either we've already been communicating with, maybe we just didn't get to see them in person, or they're guys that have reached out to us, and so we already have a general sense of their game before we see them, go bust on best.
So these opportunities come up. It is nice, the relationship, especially with Western Pennsylvania, the PIHL, and the ACHA, CHMA, this relationship for years has been good. Talk about how that has helped the Duquesne program grow over the years. Sure.
One of the biggest things for us has been not only connecting with the PIHL, but just being in the community and in our rink pretty consistently, getting our brand out there and having guys get to know us. But the connection with PIHL and the growth of all programs in our area, building multiple programs across the ACHA, I think has really helped solidify if you want to play college hockey, you can. If you want to really push yourself to the top of your level, you can try to compete with some of the D1 programs, or the opportunity to just go have fun, maybe play ACHA D3, balance out your school and academics, I think has been, really good thing to see.
Another option that you don't have to leave home, to go too far from home to play competitive hockey. It's a great thing.
Absolutely, and the thing that I've been paying attention to is, of course, the big story on the national level in the club hockey community was the fact that you had a team like UNLV, which won a national club championship, going out and winning a meaningful game over the top NCAA team from last year, the Denver Pioneers, and that became a very big deal. Is there any sort of sense of hope maybe within the club hockey community that something that big can have sort of a domino effect that generates some visibility and more gravitas for the club teams?
Absolutely. One of the impressive things with the club level is that it's just been building more and more every year. More guys want to play hockey, more non-USA citizens want to come to the States to play hockey, and the NCAA growth just hasn't been able to catch up or stay on pace with that. A few years ago, Liberty defeated Long Island University in their first year at the D1 level. A lot of people forget that way back in the day, Penn State used to come out here with the club team and play and beat the Robert Morris NCAA team. So it is a history of competitiveness at our level, but to see a program like UNLV, which wasn't even around, I don't believe, 15 or at least 20 years ago, rise to that level really showcases that there are way more options out there than just, especially NCAA D3 hockey. You want to go to a big state school, you want to stay, again, around the Pittsburgh area, you can play high-level hockey, even if it's called club.
And the competition in your conference these days, a couple teams have come and gone, but it's pretty stiff, and we saw that. We got to look at that firsthand by doing the playoff tournaments last yeyer, and TenbandTV will have those again later on this winter, and we look forward to being a part of that. It seems like there's never really an easy game for you guys these days.
No, there really isn't. I'm very proud of how much we've built our program, and every year I look at our roster and I go, man, we are way better than we were 3 and 4 years ago. And then we don't win our league. And I go, man, everybody else is way better than they were 3 and 4 years ago. It's nice to one of the great things about it is when I'm out here recruiting and I talk to people and they're saying, well, I'm also looking at Pitt or I'm also looking at Robert Morris. I can tell them, well, you're going to play really good hockey no matter where you go. You know, find the school that is the right fit for you. And the fact that everybody, especially in our league, has raised that level. And we get big crowds when we get like John Carroll or Mercyhurst to come down because so many of the kids that go there are from Pittsburgh, so their families come out to our game. It's really nice to see that, you know, our league isn't being run away by one team. Whoa, what a bar down shot that was.
Carson Verzilla nuzzling that nylon.
But yeah, that it's not just, you know, us trying to get better, that these are really solid programs, again, that give good name to the term club.
Carson tying up this game with under 12 to go in period 2. What makes Duquesne the right fit for you, Coach Waite? Why do you enjoy working there so much?
So I am a Duquesne alum, so I got an easy bit there. And actually all of the coaches on my staff were Duquesne alum too, which is something I'm pretty proud of. Best thing about Duquesne is that unless you want to go to Alabama, Ohio State, Penn State, we're a great option for essentially every other student. We're a mid-sized school.
Joyson beats Porupski, and it's 3 unanswered for Team Rayco.
Follow-up, is that something you like to see in an all-star game?
I think burying 2 quick goals is something I like to see in an all-star game, absolutely. But what I'm looking for and what kids fit best for us are ones that care about their academics, that aren't there just for hockey, that want to balance being the best that they can be on the ice while also doing well in the classroom, that care about the value of their degree. And then also that want to kind of take that little bit of extra ownership or accountability that want to help drive our program forward. I always tell people, I'm not looking for guys that want to just sit on the bus or want to ride the fancy bus. I want guys that want to drive the bus, right? They fit best with us. We're not the best supported or funded program. We have, you know, a lot of the creature comforts that a lot of teams do. But if you want the fancy stuff, it's not the best fit for us. We want the guys that essentially want to put in the work.
You're looking for grinders.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, you're looking
grinders at heart that can go bar down at an all-star game.
There you go.
But kidding is, you're looking for players, it sounds like, Coach, who appreciate what they have and are humble and do have that work ethic as Team Church ties the game at 3. I was about to say takes the lead right back, but I didn't want to shortchange Mr. Joyson.
Yes, I was like that work ethic is a big part of it. And again, when you're looking at younger players, guys that haven't gone through juniors or are used to being the best players on their team and never been healthy scratch for a game, to find people that have that humility and have that base is, I don't want to say hard, but it's something that comes with experience and comes with being a little wiser. And that's something that we talk a lot with coaches and parents and families to try to find who they are, not just who they are as a player.
Nick Mattis beating Owen Laurent of Upper St. Clair for that most recent goal. And here comes Team Church looking for another with just under 11 to go in the second period. Mitch?
I pretty much am, I'm excited about this. I've known this guy for a long time. It's good to have him on and talk with him a little bit of hockey, getting a couple goals in here to talk with him about.
Yeah,
pretty goals.
This game went from not very high scoring to as long as I'm talking, it was like they're putting pucks in the net. So
it's almost like somebody's paying attention, right?
Yeah, it's not giving me a great rep as a defensive-minded coach when all they do is score when I talk, but I'll take it.
All right.
A nice glove save anyway by Ronnie Porupski just a second ago.
Well, always amazing. Thank you for coming here, Mr. Waite.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much. We'll see you guys in playoffs.
Enjoy. I'll see you then, buddy.
Conrad Waite, head coach of Duquesne men's Division I ACHA hockey, and the Dukes still have some season left in 24-25. And it's been a lot of fun within the last couple of years getting to be a part of the club college hockey scene locally for myself as a broadcaster and getting to finally broaden my horizons a bit after all these years. And I appreciate you at times being my sidekick for those adventures. And we look forward to having some more club hockey adventures later on this winter.
Absolutely. I know it's always a blast to have the high school games, but those club games, some of them can get very interesting, and it's good to have somebody that just enjoys the game on your side like that.
And they play at breakneck speed, take it from us. It's a very intense brand of hockey, as much as the players that are on scholarship. Bias up the right wing. Bias hits the brakes, goes out in front. It's cut out by D. Pasquale, who was in the exact right place at the exact right time to keep Griffin Krupp from accepting that pass.
Either Matis or Spencer for Mahoney
So
there seems to be a disagreement, Mitch.
so I guess it was a pick your own. What were those?
Choose
books?
your own
Those
adventure.
Books? Yeah, choose your own adventure books that you had out there. So pick your own goal scorer for that one. I believe it was Mattis that scored that goal, though. So I remember the tip. So
yes, Mattis led the Selly line. So that's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maeda accepts that pass up the right wing and is stopped by Junker at a tough angle. And Junker is able to freeze it long enough with some help from Nathan Tran for a faceoff as we hit the midpoint of this period and game. It's a 3-3 score now.
This has been a very fun game. You know, back and forth. They're giving it to Mattis finally. Giving it to Mattis. He chose his adventure.
He did. Thank you, Austin McLean. Your wish is granted. Long live Jambi.
All right. Let's get serious here. Maybe.
Keller,
I don't know.
Keller against Chiappetta. South Fayette against South Fayette for this faceoff. And this one belongs to Keller. The outlet pass too heavy for Rankin, but Rankin gets it just the same. Comes over the attacking line, dispossessed by Fisher. Fisher leading it on for his Peters Township teammate Maeda. Maeda with a toe drag. Maeda trying to tuck it in. Chiappetta, thank you, sir. May I have another? Team Reiko jumps back on top 4-3.
He just snuck in there behind the defender, found that loose puck around Perupski, and just tapped it home. Those are goal scorers go to those spots. Just know you need to get there for those rebounds, and that's what he did. A beautiful goal by Chiappetta.
And he's still just a junior, which makes it that much harder to believe, and hard to believe that he's that much closer to 100 points, as we said earlier. Already.
They got a whole another year of him.
Coming within a major milestone as a PIHL player. Schliebner, who had the first goal of this All-Star game over the attacking line for Trevor D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro dispossessed by Casella. Chiappetta defensively now for Team Reiko. Near side, passes it to himself. Being chased by D'Alessandro as he's unable to connect with Casella. Well, this is the PIHL's top flight, and as you said a minute ago, the skill has been evident, even more so in the second period than in the first. From the corner, Maeda to Casella. Casella cycles it up to Logan. Cross ice for Fisher. Fisher to a waiting Maeda. Maeda out in front. Chiappetta on one knee and on hat trick watch. Can't quite get there.
He found that open space just at the top of the paint, had three defenders that really weren't marking him. Just got down on one knee and was able to fire one through.
Slipped out in front for Keller. Well, Team Church trying a little tit for tat with a backdoor play, but they also could not complete it. Donahue defensively, outletting for Proctor. Proctor has Lanyard up ahead. Lanyard has this puck. Lanyard to the goals, denied by Laurent, but he smashes in the rebound. And we've got a 4-4 hockey game.
Good eyes by Lanyard to notice that rebound came back out. Usually whenever you're trying to just slide that through, that's stuffed up by the goaltender. That bounced in and he opened up for just about a half a second that it took to tap it back in. And good heads up to keep your stick down and be able to just tap it away. And once again, we're tied up here, sir.
Lanyard, we told you he was integral to that state championship run for Pine Richland last year. Trying to represent his school well, and starting tomorrow night, will his team back into the playoff race with 1 month left in regular season play. And we will have the 2025 Penguins Cup playoffs and championship series, as well as the Division II tournament on TenbandTV this approaching March. And coming in March, at the end of March, for that matter, the 2025 Pennsylvania Cup games, which will be
right here.
Exactly. The Clearview Arena inside the RMU Island Sports Center. The place to be for state championship hockey.
It's going to be a big deal, sir.
Very. Bonomo to the corner. It was on this sheet of ice that South Fayette won its first state title 2 calendar years ago. The Lions represented by several players on both sides in this game as Laurent makes that save, the Upper St. Clair Panther. Laurent, one of the Iron Men of Class 3A, playing almost every minute of every game this year for head coach Dave Stock. Near side it comes for Joyson, who had that pretty goal earlier in the period, up to Malichki. Malichki, cross ice for Joyson, collects it in the corner, to the point for Petter. Petter, cross ice for DePasquale. Joyson gets there first. DePasquale for Petter. Mattis interrupted the pass and sends it up ahead to Yohe. Petter outletting for Joyson. Joyson with room to maneuver up the left wing. Dropping for Malichki. Malichki down the middle. Fan on the attempted shot. That's a break there for Team Church.
I'll give him credit on the toe drag to get around the defender at full speed. That was really a heads-up play.
Not an easy thing to pull off, especially on uncut ice at the moment.
Okay, Hannon ain't getting cut anytime soon either.
Yohe up the middle, representing the Franklin Regional Panthers. Yohe between the circles, poke check by Petter. Mattis, who ultimately got credit for that earlier goal in the period by Team Church, plays it defensively for said team, up to Xavier Bias. Bias for Schliebner. Schliebner on goal, easy save there for Laurent. Brophy has the rebound for Team Rako. With speed over the attacking line. Joyson trailing. Joyson firing. Save made. Junker the save on the follow-up by, Porupski the save on the follow-up by Kasnick. Too much black and gold on the brain. It's Ronnie Porupski making that stop for Team Church. Out in front, burial. Some Jaguar on Jaguar crime. Cam Lorenzi unties the game late in the second period.
Yeah, it's going to be awkward in the locker room, sir.
760 minutes played this season for Porupski. Literally the busiest goaltender in the 3A classification entering this weekend. 6 wins, 335 goals against average, 338 total saves made in PIHL regular season play, which puts him in the top 5 in that category as well. And the Jaguars would be in the Penguins Cup playoffs if they started today. And we'll have more on that over the course of the next month. That one going through Porupski's crease. Out in front it comes. Ritz couldn't bury. Porupski the save on the doorstep as it's swiped away by Krupp. Logan defensively. Out it comes for Judah Brophy, Lorenzi, left wing circle, trying to center for Brophy. Good stick there by Xavier Bias. Shin in transition. For Krupp, the pass too strong. Griffin Krupp does have a goal tonight earlier in the game for Team Church back in period 1. It's outletted to Noah Ritz. Ritz, one of the top 5 scorers in PIHL Class 3A. Snapshot by Brophy out of play.
Assisted by number 46, William Kasunich, and number 27, Judah Brophy. Time of the goal,
21 points this regular season for Ritz in his first 15 games, with 5 regular season games remaining for the Central Catholic Vikings. Clean face-off win by Team Church as we approach the final 2 minutes of second period play. D'Alessandro, right wing, has Keller going to the goal. Good block there by Mucho, giving up the body. Rankin behind the net. Watched by his typical teammate, Owen Laurent, the Team Church goaltender, the Team Rako goaltender, for period 2. Spencer behind the cage. Rankin off a couple of sticks. Carter Hone trying to recover defensively and reset the play for D'Alessandro. It comes instead to Mucho, who goes near side for Copeland. Copeland leads it for Chiappetta. Chiappetta on goal, and Porupski got a piece of that. D'Alessandro for Rankin. Rankin hooked from behind by Chiappetta as play continues. Chance now for Casella, the Franklin Regional Panther. Casella off the side of the net. Maeda unable to make the clever play there to tuck it in behind Porupski. Some nice end-to-end action here, but it remains a 5-4 contest.
1 minute remaining in period.
Petter with speed, unable to get around Schliebner. Keller over the attacking line for AJ Verzilla. Verzilla goes upstairs on Laurent. Laurent got a piece of it with his shoulder. Casella for Maeda. It's broken up by Schliebner. 3-on-2 for Team Church. Schliebner with a toe drag to the goal. Had it roll off his stick at the last moment. Half a minute to go in the period. Chiappetta has a pair. He crosses the line. He tries to weave it through the legs of Proctor. On goal it comes. Porupski at the top of the crease has possession.
I want to chime in here for a second just so everybody is aware. I mean, it's not this is subject to change, just so we're talking about playoffs. The first round of the playoffs will take place sometime between the 27th of February and the 7th of March. The second round here at RMU will be from the 10th to the 13th of March. And then the Penguin Cup Finals, the 17th and 18th at the Island, sorry, not that RMU. Those are going to be up at the Lemieux Sports Complex and back here at RMU, I believe either the 22nd or the 29th. I want to verify those dates before we say it, but all that's subject to change.
Thank you very much, Mitch. And the push for the playoffs begins this week on TenbandTV. More on that later, but for now we step aside momentarily with Team Rako leading Team Church 5-4. He's Brian Mitchell. I'm Matt Popchak. It's the PIHL Class 3A All-Star Game on TenbandTV and Trib Live High School Sports Network. And it comes back to Lucas Blows. Hey, rookie, welcome to the show. The Penguins Cup Championship show. The Penguins Cup Playoff show. And the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars putting on a show. Tell the boys and girls I just don't care.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's.
Third period action is a go. The final period of regulation, the final period of All-Star Sunday 2025 here at the RMU Island Sports Center. Inside the Clearview Arena, Team Rako in the dark jerseys leading Team Church in the white jerseys by a score of 5-4. But no matter how many goals we see tonight, we at TenbandTV know the most important goal is self-care. Scan the Weight Loss Direct QR code on your screen during any PIHL Hockey Night Live broadcast on TenbandTV to save $50 off your own personal weight loss program. And as always, we thank Weight Loss Direct for sponsoring another season of PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. Matt Popchak back here with you, and I will be with you tomorrow night at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center for our next proper PIHL Hockey Night Live, if you will. And it's kind of a big one. We begin the final month of regular season play throughout the league with a Class 3A doubleheader. The first contest, Franklin Regional at South Fayette. South Fayette can move as high as 3rd place with a win tomorrow night. Franklin Regional trying to shake off Bethel Park, chasing them for that last playoff spot. And in game 2, maybe our biggest nightcap of any doubleheader we've done this season, the top 2 teams in the league's top classification. Seneca Valley, the 2nd place team, Mount Lebanon, the 1st place team. They're playing each other at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center tomorrow night at 9:10. 7:10, it's Franklin Regional at South Fayette. 9:10, the Coup de Grace, Seneca Valley at Mount Lebanon on TenbandTV. Looking forward to that edition of PIHL Hockey Night Live.
You're going to enjoy this. So
Okay.
I went down to verify the information. The state championships will be played on March 22nd. The AAA game, the AA game, the single A game, and the D2 game. Congratulations. There is a 4th game this year where the state, it's not for a Pennsylvania Cup, but the D2 championship from the East will play the D2 champion from the West.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've just heard breaking news of
I don't know if it's breaking news, but they are aware of it. And
Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League first in the league's 2nd quarter century of existence.
There will be 4 games on Championship Saturday here at the Island.
And I love it.
Well,
you love to see it. You love to see
that.
the D2 kids get a
They're
state championship
theirs.
game of their own.
They're getting theirs, and I'm so happy for that.
Essentially, the D2 championship game at the Lemieux Complex has been the state championship game for the co-op level in Pennsylvania over the last however many years.
I hope that they're not playing with me down there. But that is a huge, huge piece of information.
Chris Nichols gave up the goal you saw moments ago as Team Rayco extends its lead to 6-4. They trailed in this game 2-0 as Team Church is guilty of icing.
And the quote, one of my heroes, Thanos, won the go, and that is the Girls League. We got to get the Girls League up to the championship level.
Absolutely.
Won the go.
It's coming around tax time. PIHL girls season, year number 4 of the late John Muca's grand experiment, and what a success that experiment has been.
I got looks on the row here when I said Thanos was my hero, by the way. I wanted to make sure that everybody's aware of the looks I got.
Oh, I'm aware.
He's right.
Look at that one. Lorenzi makes it a true daily double, and it's 7-4.
Listen, I've been here 12 hours. I'm enjoying this now. I don't have to work.
Cam Lorenzi, the Thomas Jefferson alternate captain, with his 2nd goal of the All-Star game. So Nichols, the Seneca Valley netminder, has been baptized appropriately. Nichols is having a fine season in all seriousness for the Raiders, who enter that big game with Mount Lebanon tomorrow night. Nichols 8-0 on the year, 177 goals against, 918 save percentage, and 1 shutout. Seneca Valley's had some big-time talent in goal the last couple seasons. Nichols carrying the torch now. So Lorenzi follows the goal by NA's Will Kasnick to open things up here in period 3. Copeland, poke check by Keller. D'Alessandro, cross ice for Rankin. Rankin trying to get around Petter in the corner.
Just for the record, you were talking about the Seneca Valley goaltending history. The assistant coach that he was referring to was Robbie Haliyama, former Seneca Valley goaltender. I thought that was him whenever I was talking to him.
It does ring a bell,
Yeah,
yes.
I thought that was him. He's a good guy.
Petter up to center for Maeda. Casella going to goal. Chiappetta and Maeda play pitch and catch, and Chiappetta's shot is denied by Nichols. Fisher at center ice. Fisher through Proctor. Fisher to goal. Fisher makes his move, and Nichols stays right with him. Chiappetta on goal. He's denied by Nichols. Chris Nichols under siege here in the final period. Turned over to Chiappetta. Oh, Fisher fan of the one-timer because Schliebner picked his pocket, and the home run pass eludes the tape of Keller, and much to his chagrin, it goes for an icing call.
All right.
What did Coach Waite have to say?
We're talking about Robbie Haliyama and how he's doing a heck of a job, a bang-up job getting recruiting going in that school. And, I mean, he was a good goaltender for the Seneca Valley Raiders, but he's just blossomed into a great hockey player, hockey person at this point.
Carson Verzilla toward the goal. Bonomo trying to tip it in. Tran intended for A.J. Verzilla. Counter-attacking is Meyernick. Meyernick unable to get it to Bonomo. Tran defensively for Team Church. Carter Hone near corner. A.J. Verzilla too far for Lanyard. Noah Logan plays it on his backhand. Hone generates the turnover. Hone wide of goal, and Ben Bala, the Central Catholic netminder, watches that go by. Bala yet to be tested. 5.5 minutes into period 3. Fisher, right circle, out in front. It's off the skate of Lanyard. To the corner it'll go. Verzilla playing this puck on one hand behind his own net. Donahue around the boards. Copeland waiting at the right point. That shot never made it close. Good gap control by Lanyard. And Lanyard tries to chip it to himself around Copeland. Copeland is wise to that as he sends it beyond the reach of Verzilla. Team Rako changing on the fly. Spencer over the attacking line. Spencer from an angle. That deflected off the stick, perhaps that of Mucho. Mahoney reaching. Mahoney out in front, just wide of Bala. If Mahoney could have kept his feet, that might have been a golden opportunity to bring Team Church within 2. Kasnick, who has a goal in this third period, up for Malichki. Malichki trying to slip around Yohe. Malichki to the point for Copeland. Back to Andrew Malichki. Malichki behind the net to Kasnick. Kasnick pickpocketed by Proctor. Proctor intended for Mahoney. Mattis takes it, goes right wing side to Liam Mahoney. Mahoney behind the net. Mahoney from the high slot. Cross ice for Schliebner, who scored the first goal of this game some time ago, representing Thomas Jefferson. Copeland, near side for Mucho. Kasnick, unable to take that outlet pass. Hohen, near side for Yohe. Yohe toward goal. Backhanded just wide by Hohen.
That was a nifty little play by Hohen. He didn't really have too much of a chance on it, but it was enough that it might have been able to get over a pad if it was about 5 inches to the left.
Brophy one-on-one against his teammate Donahue. Brophy toward goal. That save made by Nichols at the far post. Out in front, Noah Ritz putting a lot into that shot, but unable to hit the target. Midway through this third period, it's a 7-4 game in favor of the dark-shirted Team Rako. In the corner, it's Brophy. Liam Mahoney guarding him defensively for Team Church. Petter's shot deflected wide, and the rebound right to Schliebner. Shin and Bias, possible 2-on-1. Liam Shin toward goal. That backhander is errant. Krupp forcing the turnover to Shin. Shin to the corner for Bias. Bias trying to go out in front. Lorenzi, with a couple of goals in this game, takes it over for Team Rako. The Vikings duo staying on here for their head coach, Anthony Rako, late in this Class 3A All-Star game. Out in front it comes to Lorenzi. Lorenzi just missing to the near side. Petter from an angle. Nichols making that save as he hugs the post. Petter to Di Pasquale. Di Pasquale denied from distance by Chris Nichols. And this comes beyond the reach of the Bethel Park captain. Paired out here defensively with Eli Petter, the South Fayette captain. Petter maybe being a little too deferential there as it's turned over to Schliebner. Chiappetta cleans it up, though, to Casella. Casella has Ritz and room to maneuver. Casella firing on goal. Nichols makes himself big and makes the save.
I do want to mention one thing, go back to it one more time. You notice this conversation we had about, Haliama and moving up. That's another thing that created from going from the high school level to the ACHA, the CHMA. Now he's found a way to give back in the program, an opportunity to help somebody else maybe grow in what their personality is and who they are in terms of hockey. So that's a big, big detail that shouldn't be missed.
Most definitely. It's interesting just the way so many PIHL alumni have stayed close to home and done so by getting involved with various club programs in the area, whether they play for those programs or they go on to coach or what have you. This puck out of play.
I mean, you look at how many alums are coaching now, even in the PIHL. The D2 game this morning, you were talking about Evan Sarakowski played for Bishop Hannibin for a long time. His dad's still an assistant on the staff, but he's taken over that program and he's growing. I don't remember where he ended up playing, but he was playing, I think, at Cal. So he was staying close and being able to continue to give back to the program and grow as a human being and a hockey player.
And a decade ago, you saw Pitt, the Panthers, win a national title with one of their club teams, a team that was absolutely loaded with memorable PIHL players at the time. Down low it comes, intended for Maeda. Good read there by Proctor defensively. Lead pass. A better read at center there by Kevin Fisher, who broke up that pass intended for D'Alessandro. Fisher toward goal, save made by Nichols, and there is no rebound.
Now it's going to be interesting to see, do you push and try to get the tie here, or do you want to just reserve for tomorrow and just have a good time while you're out there? This is the interesting time of the day where you got about 5.5 minutes. Does that competitive side come out, or do you just want to have a good time with it? And that's what you love about these. And
Carson Verzilla. Well, we've already got Chile. Now we've got 8 goals on the Team Rako side.
I take it back.
But it is an interesting question, though, and it's one of the things while you were downstairs that I was talking about upstairs with Chris Beddick at the end of the Class 2A game when it was tied at 5. What do you do here? Do you play not to lose for the sake of sportsmanship, or do you actually go out and play to win? And one team decided to be the aggressor, if not both of them, and we had a late goal decide that game. Verzilla from the near corner. Bonomo. Team Rako got off to a slow start, but they are in command with 5 minutes to play. Meyernick catching a piece of Nichols. Puck comes out to the near side for AJ Verzilla. His brother Carson scoring for Team Rako moments ago. AJ putting it off the blocker of Ben Bala.
Assisted by number 73.
Verzilla in hot pursuit of that puck, crossing the line.
Goal by 26.
Trying to weave it through the legs of Donahue.
26.
Nichols making a save at the far side. Tran into the attacking zone. His centering pass broken up. Schliebner at center ice. Both teams making changes behind the play as that shot is blocked by Mucho. Yohe in the corner. Gets it up to center red where Petter is waiting. Schliebner near side now. Trying to drag it around DePasquale. DePasquale staying right with him. Donahue atop the right circle. Joyson trying to pick his pocket. Kasnick to the corner. Kasnick trying to exhaust the area. He can't. Liam Mahoney has it toward goal. Donahue just looking for a deflection at this point, but nothing doing. Mahoney with a steal fires over the head of Bala, who was bracing himself. Yohe from an angle. From the side of the net, Mattis behind the cage. Lost it to Joyson. Malichki with a nice maneuver there. Up to Kasnick. Kasnick toward goal. He's stopped by Nichols, and Nichols hangs on.
Well, I want to bring up, you guys have a big day tomorrow at TenbandTV. Where are you gonna be at?
The Mount Lebanon Ice Center for Franklin Regional at South Fayette, and the big nightcap, Seneca Valley at Mount Lebanon, 1 versus 2 in the top classification. Boy, that's going to be a good one.
Big late season doubleheader there at Mount Lebanon, but you're also going to have an opportunity to watch some action down at the West Banco Arena with Butler and Wheeling Park and Plum and Wheeling Catholic. So you get a little bit of West Virginia action down there too.
Some meaningful Class A games in the offing. A lot of playoff spots still up for grabs at the 1A level.
Yep. Check it out on TenbandTV. I think you guys have you have one on Thursday too?
We do. Our final doubleheader of the month of January actually is coming up this approaching Thursday night, and that will be at the Ice Castle. Hempfield at Baldwin in Class 2A, followed by Peters Township at Upper St. Clair in 3A. A South Hills rivalry renewed there to take us home for the month of January. Those games facing off at 7 and 9 o'clock, respectively, Thursday on TenbandTV. Noah Ritz toward goal, and he is denied by Nichols.
That was a heavy shot. Heavy shot from in close.
He's got some power,
yeah.
And he has 8 goals, I believe, coming into this All-Star event, and I'm silently stunned that he doesn't have more than 8. It feels like he should have much more. Of course, the season's not over yet by a long shot for Central Catholic, but it seems like he should be even higher up the scoring charts than he already is.
It's Central Catholic sitting in a home seat right now, so they got an opportunity to move up, too.
Mount Lebanon, as of now, the only team that has officially, mathematically, clinched a playoff berth. Seneca Valley can do that if they win that big game tomorrow night. They just need one more win in any fashion to clinch their spot. Maeda on Nichols' doorstep. From a bad angle, couldn't finish what he started. Well, not for a lack of trying by the Peters Township alternate captain. Maeda was a defenseman under Rick Tingle and now converted to full-time forward by new head coach Chris Claxon. And he's got some good hands. D'Alessandro in the final minute of regulation for Schliebner. Schliebner's shot blocked by Logan at the last moment.
So what are you looking for in this stretch run? What are you looking at? What's your most interesting item in AAA? Like, what are you looking at here?
I'm looking to see which one of the teams below the playoff line can steal one of those last few playoff spots, because mathematically it could still very well happen. And I have a feeling that one of those teams, whether it's Bethel Park or Pine Richland or Peters Township, isn't dead yet, because all 3 of those teams over the years at different times, they've demonstrated to us that sprinters don't win marathons, and we've seen those programs turn it on big time in the second half of the season late and go on runs. So yeah, it just seems like you never know what's going to happen in 3A these days.
And it's nice because now you have the 3-point regulation games, so that throws that whole new thing in there with 5 games left for a lot of those teams. Now you're talking about 15 points instead of 10.
Exactly.
A lot that can be moved in there.
Meanwhile, Ben Bala making a nice splayed out save as he was in the prone position, stopping that shot by Tran at the other end. Tran thought it crossed the line, I think, but not going to get the call with 3.6 ticks to talk.
I'm looking at the standings, and you're looking at North Allegheny sitting in 5th right now, but they have 4 games in hand over Thomas Jefferson in 3rd. Like, Thomas Jefferson only has 3 games left. Like, it's definitely going to be a sprint here.
The only guarantee in Class 3A is that there are no guarantees, and we look forward to seeing. We look forward to seeing how it all shakes out, indeed. And hockey hugs for Chris Nichols, hockey hugs for Ben Bala. Thus concludes All-Star Sunday. Your final score: Team Rako in the dark jerseys 8, Team Church in the white jerseys 4. And thank you, Brian Mitchell. Thank you, Conrad Waite. Thank you, Kazarowski family, Todd, Kennedy, and Finn. And thank you, Dylan Offerman. And thank you, Jess Levo, and all our friends at Trib Live High School Sports Network. Am I leaving anybody out, Mitch?
Nope, I'm just counting.
Thank you, Austin McLean. Thank you, John Tucci. Thank you, Jared Todd Hunter.
That's 11.
And thank you for watching and listening. Again, we will be back on the air tomorrow night from the Mount Lebanon Ice Center at 7:10. PIHL Hockey Night Live. South Fayette hosting Franklin Regional, then Mount Lebanon hosting Seneca Valley, and that marquee matchup. For Brian Mitchell, I'm Matt Popchak, and that is finally all she wrote here from the island. Team Rako 8, Team Church 4. Thank you for watching our wall-to-wall coverage of the 2025 Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League All-Star event here on TenbandTV and Trib Live High School Sports Network. We'll see you this Monday when the push for the playoffs begins on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. crossing the attacking line, 1 against 3. Schliebner from an angle, trying to wrap it in around Junker, and he scores! Of the 3A All-Star game, if you're keeping track of those at home. In on goal and scoring is Griffin Krupp. He nuzzles that. Yoey's going to have a chance in against Junker. Yoey to the goal. Junker the save. And it remains a 2-goal affair with 10. The race, once again, very exciting this year for the Penguins Cup playoffs. Practically any team seemingly can win it. D'Alessandro from point blank denied by... It comes to Luca Maeda, the Peters Township co-captain. Chiappetta, burial! Owen Robert.
From Pittsburgh, so their families come out to our game. It's really nice to see that, you know, our league isn't being run away by one team. Whoa, what a bar-down shot that was. Ohio State, Penn State, we're a great option for essentially every other student. We're a mid-sized school. Oh.
Joyson beats Porupski, and for players, it sounds like, Coach, who appreciate what they have and are humble and do have that work ethic as Team Church takes the lead, adventures, and we look forward to having some more club hockey adventures later on this winter.
Absolutely. I know it's always a blast to have them.
Fisher leading it on for his Peters Township teammate Maeda. Maeda with a toe drag. Maeda trying to tuck it in. Chiappetta. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Outletting for Proctor. Proctor has Lanyard up ahead. Lanyard has this puck. Lanyard to the goals. Denied by Laurent, but he smashes in the rebound. And we've got a 4-4 hockey game. Black and gold on the brain. It's Ronnie Porupski making that stop for Team Church. Out in front, burial. Some Jaguar on Jaguar crime.
4th game this year where the state, it's not for a Pennsylvania Cup, but the D2 championship from the East will play the D2 champion from the West.
Oh, I'm aware.
He's right.
Look at that one. Lorenzi makes it a true daily double, and it's...
Does that competitive side come out, or do you just want to have a good time with it? And that's what you love about these. And
Carson Verzilla. Well, we've already got...